I remember coming in a room and I'm like, why mama crying? So my mom, she flashed. She's like, I'm crying because I don't have the money for our light bill and this. And I'm like, man, all the ice cream cones I bought, I don't have no money to help you. I never was an optimistic person. I never had like that way about me. I've always just been paranoid and frantic.
A woman making boss moves. She's a self-taught entrepreneur who turned a skincare routine into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. The CEO and founder of Cota Skin, Britni Marie.
A lot of people miss this part where you made the $12,000 and you invested it back into the business.
The first thing you must do is reinvest.
Right.
You have to reinvest. You have to put that money back into the business. That money was not mine. Now, granted, when I got it, I quit my job. I'm out, and then I realized, wait, girl, you broke. Between 20 and 2021, we scaled. We went up. I mean, around that time, we were having $1 million quarters.
Yeah.
They were shopping. Sales has started to decrease from where I went from making $300,000 a month till now we at $150,000. My faith still led me into buying that warehouse because it's going to work out.
Good idea, now we buying merch.
That's ghetto.
Payment miss.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Say she quit.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Late on your rent.
Rent is ghetto.
New event.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Invoice in.
That ain't ghetto.
Money spin.
Oh, that's ghetto. Hold on, it's kind of ghetto being a CEO. Welcome back to another episode of the Ghetto CEO Podcast, where we talk about being a CEO, because this shit is ghetto as fuck. Okay, I don't know if nobody told y'all, but this lifestyle is very ghetto. But we are going to bring you the raw and unfiltered truth behind being a CEO. Sometimes people just tell you the glitz and glams. They show you the G-Wagons and the diamonds and the furs and all the things, but I'm going to show you what it takes to actually get those things, right? We're going to bring you CEOs on this couch that's willing to be honest and transparent. So if you're enjoying this podcast, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and please leave a review. Listen, I don't make no money from this podcast, so the least y'all could do is leave a review to let me know I'm doing a good job, okay? Now, today is no different. We are bringing CEOs to you that's willing to give us the raw and unfiltered truth and be transparent. And today, we got Big Britni, Big B's, okay, on the couch. Welcome, Britni.
Thank you so much for having me. I could not wait to have a seat on this couch and get under this comfy blanket.
Listen, we get you comfy so you can tell us all your secrets, your deepest, darkest secrets. Welcome to my couch.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell them who you are and how you became the founder of this wonderful brand.
Well, my name is Britni Marie. I am the founder and CEO of Cota Skin. I launched Cota Skin in 2019. Back then, it was literally just me. I couldn't afford a laptop. I would literally drive to the library every day. I applied for my LLC on my own in the public library.
Yes.
It was to the point to where I was reaching out to my friends saying, girl, can I borrow your library card? Because they don't let me be on a computer for an hour with mine.
Yes.
So just, just being in that space and making sure that I wanted to utilize all free resources before I go out and being like, how much you going to charge me to do this? I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize that, listen, there's a lot of free resources that you can utilize before you sit here and try to go connect with somebody who done built Judy or Courtney's website. No.
Right.
Find your niche. So I launched in 2019. I sold out of product really quick. After that, I made $12,000 from my first launch, and I reinvested it into what's called Cota Skin. Because when I first initially started, it was Cota Essential Skincare.
Got you.
Too long. I had to shorten it, and I completely rebranded the brand. So I invested into Cota Skin. That's when I got heavy into product formulation. And for a lot of people who's not aware of that, when I first started, it was private label. It was for those again who's not aware of that. That's when you find a product, you find a manufacturer, you find a product, and you put your name on it, and you sell it.
Yeah.
When I started to realize, okay, no, I need to really get more in depth with my brand, with my product. Yeah. That's when I got into heavy product formulation.
Got you.
So that branded Cota Skin, and it it just went from there. I
Crazy.
went from literally sitting in a 2-bedroom apartment to now I just recently purchased my own warehouse, 15,000 square feet. So
congratulations!
Yes, thank you.
I know. Listen, I just hope you are. I know sometimes as a CEO, we are just like moving so fast, we don't get to sit in those accomplishments. So you need to just go sit in the warehouse in the middle and have a picnic and just like, damn, this is mine.
Listen, trust me. The other day, I went in there because I ended up leaving some paperwork. So I went in there and had my son with me, and just seeing him just here with me. I mean, he's a surprise in itself. Aside from this, so I'm looking at the warehouse and looking at him like, how did this happen? You know? So yes, I definitely just sit back and just be in awe.
Yes, and you talked about something on that journey. You talked about how, that a lot of people miss this part where you made the $12,000 and you invested it back into the business.
Yes.
That was not your money.
Yes. I think, listen, the first thing you must do is reinvest. I tell people that all the time. Stop sitting here making that money and go get you a bag or start wearing Gucci and all the labels.
Right.
You have to reinvest. You have to put that money back into the business. That money was not mine.
Yeah.
Now, granted, when I got it, I quit my job. So you know what, girl, I didn't miss. I'm over 10,000. I'm quitting.
Yes.
I'm out. And then I realized, wait, girl, you broke.
Yeah.
Because I put it all back into the business. It was to a point to where I had to call and get an extension on my light bill. Because I'm like, listen, once my product get here, I already got the marketing tools to get off of it.
Right,
you know?
right.
But I had to wait for it to get here. And I'm like, girl, you done went a little too far.
Okay. You got too happy.
You might have to go back to work, girl.
Now, wouldn't that be a story? Okay?
Oh my God. Listen.
But that's the process. A lot of people try to skip the process. You know what I mean? It's a process to get to where you are today. So you got this 15,000 square foot warehouse where it literally, one thing that I was impressed by, right? Not just the warehouse, but the fact that you got a daycare in there for not only yourself, but also your employees. That creates such foresight, you know what I mean, to think about not only yourself, but because you can afford to go pay a nanny,
right?
You could but you were thinking about your employees. So what made you have those thoughts?
In all actuality, it's really my sister. My sister was, prior to, she's married now, but prior to that, she was a single mother raising 3 kids on her own, you know, and around that time, I'm in high school. I can't help you with kids. Right. You know what I'm saying, girl? I'm going to the dance.
Yes.
I'm outside. And then of course my mom was a young grandma, so she's not really like where she is now. We both outside. We both looking at her like, girl,
why you here?
Why you here?
Why we at the same spot?
So witnessing her go through those struggles made me realize how hard it is, because the reality is this is my first child. So I haven't really experienced the struggles of a single mother, and I'm not a single mother as it is now, but I haven't experienced it myself, but I witnessed it, and I see how hard it is for single mothers and single parents. Because even when I announced it, I say, listen, this is for single parents if you work here or whatever, because I do have a cousin that works for me and he's a single father and he takes on responsibility for his daughters. So just again, like I said, it's not something that I'm experiencing myself, but because I've witnessed it and see how hard it is, I just wanted to make sure, you know, the space is there. Yeah. Once we get the permits, what's stopping it? You know what I'm saying? So it just went from there.
I know they appreciate that.
Yes, they absolutely. Like, they waiting, because right now, with us getting into the warehouse, there's a lot of permits that we have to go through, especially with a daycare. So right now we're focusing on getting the permits for the warehouse. Yeah. And then we're opening up the daycare.
I love that. I love this. So talk to me about how Cota scaled so fast, right? Ooh. Like, and I know that it was a journey going through that. What was some of the growing pains that you experienced with scaling Cota? Because people think, you know, scaling sounds sexy until you get those 7-figure problems with 7-figure bills.
Yes. So the thing is, Cota definitely scaled fast. It happened mainly during the pandemic. I think in 2000, the pandemic started in 2019, but it really got heavy in 2020, 2021. So it was really at a time where everybody had nothing to do but sit inside and self-care. Yeah. And I marketed off of that. Yeah. I took that, listen, y'all got that mask, they dirty, you're getting acne, you need to wash your face, you know. So I kind of marketed off that and piggyback off that. And on top of that, there was a lot of people just sitting still with a whole lot of extra money. With nothing to do but sit inside and shop. Right. So between 20 and 2021, we scaled. We went up. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about we was having around that time we were having $1 million quarters.
Yeah.
They were shopping. And the biggest thing was what I always get compliments on is my customer service. I do not play. It's so top tier.
Yeah.
Because prior to me becoming an entrepreneur, I was in the service industry for about 15 years.
Okay.
So I know how to give excellent customer service. And if I've done so for someone else's business for all of this time, you know Cota gonna be top tier. Yeah. I do not play about that. And it's crazy because a lot of our consumer base, they're so shocked by it. They will promote how well our customer service is. I don't even have to say anything. Yeah. They're just like, they be shocked. Oh my God, y'all customer service is so good. You need to teach a class on customer service. I'm like, what is y'all experiencing out there, girl?
What is happening?
What's happening? So just sitting in a pandemic and watching how everybody was just sitting still, I marketed off that. I targeted people with acne, mass acne, things like that. And it just scaled. It went up. It definitely went up.
And so now, how are you guys maintaining the marketing now?
Mm-hmm. So that's another thing that I wanted to get into too, because at this point, I feel like I don't want to speak for anyone else's business, but I can speak for mine that the scale of our consumer base has changed now. We're battling Instagram algorithms that's changing.
Ooh, talk about it.
Yes. They are literally forcing us to buy ads.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I spend tens of thousands of dollars to be able to get the type of followers that I have.
Right.
So for you guys to come and blind them from my content, I mean, I don't know. Should we look into that? Because I feel like that should be a lawsuit or something. Because if someone chooses to follow me, then you should allow them to see my content. Why do I have to pay for them to see something?
Maybe see it. Because they don't even guarantee that they're going to see it.
Exactly. And I don't know. It probably was designed to be that way off the back. You know what I'm saying? Set it up. Get everybody hooked.
Getting you to buy more and get in this cycle. And I think, and that's the thing, right? Like, I think we don't talk about holistically as the entrepreneur community that, like, this year the economy has changed, right? The algorithms have changed. The way that things used to work is not working anymore, and it affects day-to-day sales, right? Sales across the board are down 30%, and entrepreneurs are just like, you know, life is still great.
Right.
Like, let's talk about it and see what you're doing to make this better, what you're doing to make this better, and let's talk about it so we can all be greater. So what do you feel like have you seen that type of shift in your business, and what are you doing to combat it?
Yes. So again, like we said, we come from an era where it was way easier. You know, the Instagram algorithm, you post up and they see it and you go. I think in this quarter, in this season, you're really about to separate the business women and a chick with a business. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Because it's two totally different things. Yeah. When it comes down to actually finding a way to market your brand, market your product, continuously take that scale and not be affected by it. Don't get me wrong, we're all affected by it, but how do we pivot? It's all about pivoting. So one of the things that I've gotten into, like, you want to make sure that you're taking just taking advantage of all of the platforms that you have. TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, you know, YouTube, all of those things. So for us, we transitioned because prior to we weren't doing paid ads. We didn't have to, by the grace of God. We didn't have to. We didn't have to pay for ads. They seen it. We do exceptionally well on email marketing. For me, I recently switched over. For the past 3 years, I was on Wix, and then I switched over to Shopify. Wow. But when I shipped over to Shopify, I lost all that data because So that's a whole nother rebuild.
Yes, because you don't even realize how important the data is until you don't got it.
Until you ain't got it, you like, wait,
I need this shit. Like,
yes, that shit is gold. Yes, it's gold. It's gold. So, it's a few taxes that we're taking to just to pivot in this season, right? With the Instagram algorithms, with the economy, because it's not just about. Even if they see it, they probably don't have the money for it, you know. So that's when things like Sezzle come into place, Afterpay, and things like that. So we've tapped into I really had great success with influencer marketing, right. But we've tapped into SMS marketing, email marketing, also doing ads, and we just recently got an ad feature for Hulu. So we got a contract with them. Yes. So y'all gonna see Cota on your TV.
See how let me know the date on it. I mean, the marketing in me is intrigued. They're like, I want to know. Like, I've been seeing it. I'm like, I need a client that we could test this out on. You know what I mean? Yes. But I definitely think that this is a season of omni-channel marketing. Like, you gotta touch multiple places. One, because it's not that people don't have the money. It's that they are like literally they're holding it because it's not free flowing anymore. And so many people don't know if they're getting laid off or whatever. And so it's like, instead of maybe in 2020, 2021, I only had to touch you 3 times. Right now I got to touch you 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so now I need to figure out how to touch you faster. So I can get you to spend this money. And so I think it's just like strategically just building a community and thinking about what your marketing looks like.
Right. Yes. No, I definitely agree.
Yes. And so it's just all of these things. So I know that you growing this business, not only has the marketing probably been ghetto in this new season, but what else have you had to learn as a CEO?
One thing that I've had to learn as a CEO is it's really just, and I know I don't want to sound cliche, but it's really just keeping the faith. I never was an optimistic person. Yeah. I've always been like, girl, my glass is half empty. What am I going to do? I am about to literally like, and I never had like that way about me. I've always just been paranoid and frantic. And now I'm more patient. I'm more just relaxed. Everything's going to be good. I sit back and I pray about it. And that's one of the things that has helped me through this time, because even with now, like, yes, sales has started to decrease from where I went from making $300,000 a month till now we at $150,000, but I still went and my faith still led me into buying that warehouse because it's going to work out. It's going to happen. Nothing, I didn't get here by chance. I got here by faith, by determination, and making sure that my moral compass was in line with my vision. So that's just, I just really had to keep my faith and keep going and keep growing. Yeah,
you know what? And I love that, because I think on this journey, you gotta have faith. You gotta believe in something. I don't know. You gonna have to believe in something, because this don't even sound logical how this stuff be happening. Okay, and I just think about like, when you have, there's a certain level. I think in this season for me, I have gotten to the point where there's just a certain level of calmness about the way that I walk, the way that I talk, because it's like, at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? I gotta close the warehouse. All right, we go back to the crib.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, what's the worst that could happen? And I want entrepreneurs to feel that. Like, when you start walking in faith and know that you are not the leader of this journey, that God is the one that's leading you, you start to be like, girl,
what's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen?
1000%. I think that, again, like I said, me just being in a calm spirit now, I don't have to go into panic mode. I tell people all the time, I just had a conversation with my niece, and she explained to me, she said, she calls me Aunt Beanie. Y'all don't call me that.
They finna be under the comments.
She's like, Aunt Beanie, so, why haven't you thrown a sale? I'm like, because I don't need to throw a sale. She said, well, you said the other day that, you're not making what you once made. I was like, well, that's the economy. That don't mean I have to throw a sale. I said, but because I'm responsible, I am 1000% financially responsible. Like, I manage, I budget. I've always been that way. I told her, I explained to her, I said, listen, I have enough saved up to cover me for the next 2 years in bills. Should we not make another dime today? You get what I'm saying? So I'm prepared for this season. I'm not sitting here panicking saying, oh, hurry up, throw a sale. It's Labor Day, throw a sale. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I want to keep the likingness of my business. It's not to say that anybody who throws sales, this is my own personal opinion. I feel like it waters down your brand.
This is my shit. I can do whatever I want to.
Right.
Let's make this clear.
Right, but I feel like when you overly, excessively throw sales, it waters down your brand into where now your consumers are waiting for it. Now it's like, I ain't about to go on sale.
No, because tell me you checking out at Fashion Nova without a coupon code.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you paying full price, you're crazy.
Exactly.
You like, let me find one right quick.
Exactly. So because I've created my brand around that, I've managed my money. I've budgeted. I've made sure that I made the right financial decisions. So when this season comes, and I'm not the only one experiencing it, we're all experiencing it. I am well prepared for it.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why, again, I'm not sitting here and I'm not trying to figure out ways on how to make money. Well, we're still making money. We're just not making what we once made.
Right.
But I didn't build my company or my brand and my business off of what I was once making. I built it off of what I have. Like, okay, well, let's set this aside. Yeah. And this is all we got to play with right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And but I think that's smart though, Britni, because I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like, anything that goes up got to come down at some point.
Yes.
And I think when you're in this journey and you're like excited about it, you're excited about the highs, you're excited about the $1 million quarters, and you feeling like, oh, I am invincible, I am unstoppable, like I'm always going to be here, and you don't what they call like storing your nuts, you know what I mean? Like you don't store it, and because you so busy running the business, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking like a CEO of like, let me prepare. Yes, and you have to, because anything that goes up got to come down.
Right.
If you're over here on YouTube watching the podcast, listen, I need you to do me a favor. If you love me, do me this favor. Pull out your phone right now and go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts or anywhere that you actually listen to podcasts at, right? I need you to subscribe and leave a review. Listen, the way podcasts work is the streets don't know we doing good if it's not on the audio version. The YouTube version don't really count, okay? So go over there, leave us a review, and let us know how much you love the podcast. Now back to the episode.
I talk to my niece a lot. She's actually on her rise of entrepreneurship. Yes. We'll be announcing her brand soon. But
come on, niece.
So I find myself always talking to her, just mentoring her and giving her different insights and stuff, you know, and to not look at all of the things that people are posting, the cars and this and that. It's like, no, you have to understand that, like you said, what goes up comes down. And not only that, even if it don't come down, you still got to continue to reinvest and reinvent into your brand to keep it up. You know, so again, even if it's not a situation to where sales slow down, another pandemic can happen. Anything can happen, and you need to be prepared. Yes. Your cash flow matters 1,000%. So
absolutely. And I think that's the thing that a lot of entrepreneurs, we don't get the lessons of, right? You really don't get the lessons until you bump your head. And then you'd have made the $1 million and you lost it all. You like, okay, shit, I got to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Because that was my journey. Like, I made my first $1 million at 26. I ain't never had no money before. You know, the most money I had was when I was getting refund checks. And you know that was going fast. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know how to spend this. But like, I wasn't spending it on, I think my biggest frustration was I ain't got no bags, no purses, no cars, no G-Wagons. I was literally throwing it back into the business trying to fix these now 7-figure problems, right? And I think a lot of times we don't understand how to fix problems until we experience it. But as a CEO, your job is to foresee the problems that's coming.
And listen, I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of times people ask me, what are some of the hardships that I've had within my company? But I've foreseen them all. So it like, seriously, I make sure I'm prepared. There isn't anything that I do that I don't research first, and I don't, at the very least, get information about it. I don't just hop into anything. And on top of that, I don't spend what I can afford to spend 4 times over. So if I'm sitting here saying, oh, I want to work with this person or whatever, what's the budget? Okay, well, can I afford that 5 times before I even, you know, that's just, it's just me. You know, like it's how I am. It's how I've always been. It's the crazy thing about it is I could really counter this to way back when I was a kid. I'll tell y'all a personal story. So it's me, my mom. My mom was a single woman of 3 kids. And I remember I was the baby. I remember coming in a room and I'm like, why mama crying? And she's like, my brother's pushing me out. He's like, get out. You know, you young. You don't know what's going on or whatever. So I'm like, what's she crying for? It's like, so my mom, she flashed. She's like, I'm crying because I don't have the money for our light bill and this. And I just remember I probably was like 8 years old, and I'm like, man, all the ice cream cones I bought, I don't have no money to help you with this. And that's how I was as a child. Like, you know what, from now on, I'm not buying no more ice cream. When my mama needs something, I'm gonna be able to say, Ma, I got 75 cents if you need it. You know what I mean? So I've always been that preserver, that person that's just sit back and save for a storm, not a rainy day. I save for hurricanes, you know?
I love that. And I think, you know, when it comes to your relationship with money, it goes all the way back to that phase, right? Your traumas from childhood. I literally remember my mama wouldn't tell us that, you know, tell me I'm an only child, but she wouldn't tell me that we was broke. But it's like, water coming out. Where the water at? And you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I didn't realize. I was like, oh, maybe something's going on. Or why they keep coming to the house serving us this letter?
Right, yes.
She would not tell us. But I remember she wouldn't, like, when she got paid, we would go out to eat. When she got paid, we would go do stuff. And so I would remember, like, oh, okay, it must not
be that bad.
It must not be that bad to be at zero.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so when you get into entrepreneurship, you start, like, I've been to zero before. I could go back. You know what I'm saying? Until you go back in entrepreneur, you be like, shit, nah. This ain't the same. Ramen don't even taste the same no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't trying to go back. Okay? And I had to, like, all right, God, thank you for giving me my second chance to make this money again and think about it differently and try again. And because some people don't get the chance to try again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and so I think that's a really good lesson. Like you said, your relationship with money literally has came out in this business.
Yes, it definitely has. Like I said, and just like even for Hurricane Katrina, when Katrina hit, we didn't, nobody, you know, of course I'm from New Orleans. Nobody was prepared for that. Yeah. Nobody knew what was going to happen, what it was going to be or whatever, but asked me if I had a savings.
Yes.
Like, you know, I mean, it wasn't tens of thousands of dollars. I probably had like $700. That was a lot of money in 2005. You know, or whatever. But it was enough to get, Mom, get your gas. Let's go. We can go here. We got some food into the benefits to go to kicking in or whatever. So, yeah, so like, honestly, from the young age of 8 years old, I have made sure that I manage my money well, and it has crossed over into my company, and it's one of the reasons why I am as successful as I am now, and while I'm going to continue to grow.
Absolutely. And so, even building this journey, how has it been building this with a team? Right? Like, what does that journey look like?
So the first thing is, I had to recreate a team. I think a lot of times when you first start out, everybody wants to put their friends on, put their cousin on. Oh, you know what? You don't do this. Let's do this. I'll put you in this position. I'll let you do this. I'll let you do that. Versus, you know what? I need to hire professionals. So I had to go through those growing pains of hiring people, hiring family, hiring friends, and realizing you're not cut out for this position. And you're costing, i.e. one of the reasons why I said when it came down to me crossing over platforms, I ain't had that data because the person that I put in place for that didn't, you know. So I think for me, once I started to realize that I couldn't put just anybody in a position and make them that person, I needed to outsource professionals. That's when it got real. It's like, okay, now this is a company,
right?
You know
right. Not just
this ain't an LLC. This is an S corp now. Like, we really doing something major here because we can't just, you know, everybody wants to take everybody with them. You want to put everybody on. And for the most part, that's fine. You know, that's fine. But if they are not cut out for a position that you give them, or sometimes people go to taking things personal. They don't respect you as a business owner. You just Britni. No. I'm your boss. I'm your boss. I'm the CEO. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to understand that and respect that and adapt to it, because when you was on them other people's job, I ain't had to deal. The reason why you ain't do none of that. The reason why I hired you was because of your work ethics with them
over there.
So when you come here, I expect the same. Why we like
that same energy.
You get what I'm saying? So finding a team is extremely important when it comes down to the business, because you have to be able to trust people and trust that they're going to be able to run your company the same way you run it. Whether you out of town, out of the country, or should you know, so it's really important. Right now, we're still building our team. We're actually going to be having a job fair for the warehouse soon.
Come on, y'all. Come on out. Do you want daycare?
Yes.
That's all the advertising you need.
Listen, I said that, Chad. When I told them, I said, I want to do a job fair. They was like, girl, they're going to wrap around the building. I'm like,
we
oh
coming
my God.
out, Ghetto CEO. We coming to record because it's going to be nuts. Because first of all, it just once, like I said, it speaks volumes of who you are. But girl, I work in a warehouse. Girl, what you want me to do? Pack somebody? I ain't got no kids. What you want me to do? Right? But I think it's gonna do good.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So you're hiring for the warehouse. Have you started to build like your C-suite team yet, or is that like the next level leadership?
I would say that's next level leadership.
Yes.
Right now, like even with the positions that we have at the warehouse, we're going to be looking for packers. We're going to be looking for packers, and we're going to also be looking for warehouse maintenance, like someone to come stock products, pull stuff from the shelves, bring things in, and someone who's experienced them with a forklift. But again, this being my first time actually going into a warehouse, just knowing how to section everything off, because this is new for me too. I had stuff in rooms. I'm like, okay, that's the cleanser room, that's the toner room, that's the serum room, or whatever. Now, so we need to have everything just more organized and things like that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
I think this is gonna be a new journey. You know what I mean? Because I think as a CEO, you never stop learning. But now you about to learn a whole another part of the business, right? You gotta learn. You gotta pick a warehouse management system. You gotta find how this is gonna be found, SKUs, like all of that. Like you have SKUs probably for you probably didn't have SKUs in the house. I don't know, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so you handed the game. I like it. So, but you gotta figure out all of this stuff, and it's like, all right, another job. You know, have you ever felt in business like, dang, I'm tired of doing something new. Like I just want to settle in this space.
Honestly, no. I get so excited about new journeys in business. I think maybe because aside from me creating a business, I found myself. You know, I was a cocktail server at Harris Casino for a while, and I was in and out of college. I didn't went to like 5 different colleges for maybe like 3 different things, business management, psychology. I went to Dillon University for psychology. Then I went to Nunez to be a process technician. Who knows what the hell they do?
Right.
But I saw the pay. I'm like, girl, let me go to school. I could process. I could technician anything y'all get.
Period.
Exactly. So it's like, because I was really just trying to find myself, you know? And in those moments, everything was really geared by the dollar. Like, okay, well, process technicians say they make this, their cap pay is this. Oh, psychology, I can give you a psychiatrist, or whatever. So when I came into entrepreneurship, and when I realized that, you know, I can actually start a business, start a company, and I got excited about it. It wasn't a situation to where it's like, oh, let me go do this so I can have a nice life and, you know, raise some kids, go to work, come home. It was like, oh my God, this is me. This is my niche. This is what I was destined to do. So I'm always excited. It's never a situation to where I'm like tired. I want to say the only thing as of now that has me my panties in a bunch is me having to leave my son. Because, you know, so that's the only thing.
We know you love that baby. Okay. I was joking with her when I was like, girl, why you was following your sister like around that aquarium? Where they was at?
Girl, listen. The thing, everybody think I was following my sister because I didn't trust my sister.
No. I know you trusted her because you let her leave. I thought it was hilarious because I knew something in your spirit was like, oh no, he gone. I gotta go see what he doing.
Yes, and you having fun, like, cause and then
without me.
And then this was his first time. Even when she asked me, I'm like, well, she's like, can I take him to the aquarium? I'm like, well, I haven't taken him to the aquarium yet. You know, I want to be his first everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. I want to be his first everything. When they cut my son, I delivered via C-section. When they cut my son, I was like, y'all put y'all hands over his eyes because I want to be the first person he sees when he comes out. Yeah. So when she asked to take him, I was like, well, that'll be his first time going, and you know, you're gonna take that away from me. She was like, well, you know, I'm his auntie, and woo-doo-woo-doo. I'm like, okay, girl, I let her get in that car. My anxiety went through the roof. I'm like, I miss my baby. Let me just go see what he's doing. Yeah. You know, let me just go see what he's doing. Cause all Jacia does is look at people like and smile. So it was one of those things to where like my anxiety kind of kicked in and I missed them. Cause anybody knows me personally know my son is in a bubble. Yeah. Like I got listen, nannies, everybody, y'all got to come here. Keep him. He's not going to school.
Right.
None of that.
Facts.
He doesn't get out. My mom is always saying, I took him a walk around the corner. He looked like he was shocked to see a tree. I'm like, girl.
He never seen trees
He
before.
never, he just walk around looking like, it's a tree. What's that?
Is
I'm
that
like,
a dog?
Mom,
What is roof?
Yes. He'd be so, he definitely be so shocked at all the things of the world.
That is so hilarious. Okay. But you're going through a lot of like newness right now. You're a new mom, right? You haven't been married that long, right?
But we're engaged.
You're engaged.
Yes.
So this is a new
Everything.
situation, right?
Yes.
Yes. And then this new warehouse, this new business, this new season in business. How are you handling the newness of all of this?
Whew.
And keeping balance. Balance, Britni.
The thing is, though, with my team is extremely helpful. And just with prayer, I find myself a space in my house, and I sit there and I calm myself and I pray. And for whatever reason, when I wake up, everything just be fine. I just I don't allow myself to get overwhelmed. My schedule may be full of things from Monday until Friday. Yeah. But at some point, I'm going to sit still and I'm going to pray. And I'm going to take the time that I need to just refresh and just have a reset. Yeah. It's important for everyone to have a reset with yourself. Thanks. You don't always have to just be on go. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm busy. I'm bossed up. I'm doing X, Y, Z. It's like, no, you better sit down and have a reset. Okay. And calm your nerves. Please.
Calm your nerves. Please. Okay. No, that's facts. And I love that. Even I think in business, you also need that community around you, right? And I think that's one thing that we've seen from your friend group with you, with Super, with Judy, like all y'all. I feel like the New Orleans, y'all got some type of association of entrepreneurs, right? Like it's like you don't see none of y'all without the other one, right? But how has that been? I know sometimes like having friends, like it's like I support you, but hey, I'm going through it right now. Like how has it been like with your community and building that community in New Orleans?
I think the biggest thing that people fail to realize is with our friend group is that we actually inspire each other. You know, we see goals, we see things that they're doing and things like that, and we get inspired by it. Yeah. With our friend group, I think it was actually Judy. Judy's one of the first entrepreneurs, and she's one of the people that I follow to the T. Like she's one of the people that's always on me. She just went off on me earlier.
I believe it.
Judy will call you, bitch, what is you doing?
Yeah, like just like that.
Yeah, just like that. Exactly. Yes. So you know I'm not lying.
No, I'm not.
She's gonna be on you, but we always hold each other accountable. We're not here to fluff each other. Yeah. We're not here to sit here and just be a fan. We're more realistic with each other. Like, yeah, that was cool. Yeah. But you need to do this. Right. You know, we give each other that balance, that structure. So that's really why, you know, with our friend group, we continue to grow. You see Black is definitely doing his thing.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So yeah, just being in that element and seeing like when you see, oh, you did this. Oh man, that's dope. So look, next time you should try this. We always communicating and just updating each other on progression. Yeah. Any type of information that we get, we share or whatever, and just continue to grow.
And I think that's one thing about community, right? Like, one, you got to be humble enough to be able to accept the feedback. Yes. You know what I mean? You also got to be, like, aware enough that, like, this person got my best interest at heart, so they not going to tell me nothing that's crazy, right? And they want to see me win. At the end of the day, I don't care what it looks like to the outside world. Like, this is my girl. Right. You know what I mean?
And also, I think that it also plays a role in it as well is you, the deliverer. Yeah. Like as a person who has to tell you this, how do I say this and make sure, because I think all the time everybody has different friends for different reasons. Yep. You also know if you are good friends with your friend, you know how well they receive or how they may take it. So you got to find a way on, how can I deliver this? There's one person that you can say, you did that wrong. There's another person that say, I probably wouldn't have done it like that. So you gotta find different ways to address, but you also can't be afraid to. I am one of those friends that I am going to address any situation, anything that I feel like was wrong. I'm going to tell you like, hey, look, I know you're an ex. Right. but I just think you should know that I wouldn't have done that like that or whatever. And I believe that what's more important, if you come to tell me that there's a problem, deliver a solution. Don't just come tell me, oh no, don't do that like that. Okay, well,
what's next?
What's next?
Right.
You telling me how not to do it. please tell me that you have a way for me to do it. You know, so
yes, I love that. Now, before we go, I have a question. So a lot of times in entrepreneurship, we are literally going through things a mile per minute, right? It's always something going on. I feel like we like firefighters. We like putting out fires every day, right? But what is one thing that has happened in the last week or 2 weeks that you're like, I need to vent about this. I need to just get this off my chest. What has happened?
Oh, in the last 2 weeks, girl, I might have to go back.
It's been cool.
Well, I guess we can say with me moving into the warehouse, I had absolutely no idea the amount of permits that you have to have for occupational licenses. I just realized. So with the warehouse, prior to me purchasing the warehouse, it was a gymnasium where, you know, where the girls would do like the tumbles, you know, like Gabby Douglas and things like that. So when I purchased it, we had to do what's called a change of venue. So it's because I'm using it for something else. Yeah. Who knew that the landscaping mattered? Like, what do you mean I got to put more grass here? What that got to do with me putting my product inside? You get what I'm saying? Right. Who knew? Who knew? I'm sitting here. So we had the fire marshal come out. We had the state inspector come out. I'm like, is it really this serious to get my occupational license, to get my permits to be able to start doing business here? I had to have 5 meetings, including there's one that's going to be held tomorrow, but my architect is going to go. Had to get a whole architect in to measure the building. Like, it is a lot, unbeknownst to me. And you know, your realtor, they don't tell you. They listen. Here you go. They're the building. There you have it. No,
they just want you to finish the process.
Yeah,
you know.
Yes. So I'm going in like, oh, okay, we moved in. They're like, oh no, you can't use this for this. You got to apply for this. You can't just use this warehouse for what you're using it for. You have to apply to be able to use it for this. Crazy. I'm like, oh my God, I've had to have 5 meetings and meet them almost every other day for them to come do some type of zoning. I got to get a firewall put up. You got to have, I got to change out all of the toilets there because they need to be able to be wheelchair accessible. But it's a lot of things that you have to do that goes into running a warehouse. It ain't just moving.
Ship these products to my people.
I'm just trying to get my product, ship it, and go home.
Yes, I ain't even manufacturing in this joint.
Exactly. That's what I said. They were asking, are you manufacturing? No. Anything that they asked me I was doing, I had to hurry up and scream, no, that's not what I'm doing. No, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing.
I want to put this in a box, take the box, and go.
They're talking about a firewall. They're talking about I have to rebuild the bathrooms. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. It's something that I didn't expect. I really thought that I was about to turn the key and it's up, it's lit. Bring y'all kids, let's go. Yes. But no, it is not that simple.
Well, listen, take us on the journey, okay? Because we want to know that it's ghetto being a CEO, okay? You don't even know. And you don't know a lot of times until you know. Yes. Right, until we are here and you ain't got no choice but to roll with the punches and go with it. So if you would leave anything with the audience to let them know, like to encourage them on this journey, what would you tell them?
I would say, listen, put your best foot forward. Do not, I know I said this a lot for those who follow me on social media, never doubt yourself. Again, when I started Cota, I had to literally sell raffle tickets to launch my brand. Don't come asking me how much money I used to start my business. I sold $5 raffle tickets to get the money to fund my company. Put your best foot forward and never, ever, ever give up. I'm telling you, you're going to run into slow times. You're going to run into things that you don't know. The World Wide Web is free. Yep. It's free. Stop paying people $10,000, $20,000 to tell you something that Google could have told you for free.
Period. Okay, y'all heard it here first. Okay, use the internet. Beyonce's internet is out there for a reason.
Yes, use the internet. It's free. Yes. I don't know how many times I can say that. I'm gonna get a shirt. I'm gonna get us a shirt, and it's gonna say the internet is free.
Period. Listen, I thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Ghetto CEO Podcast because y'all, we just want to tell y'all the truth behind being a CEO. Now, at the end of the day, we probably would not get this up for anything in the world. We love the freedom. We love everything else, not the ghetto stuff about it, right? But I want you guys to make sure you continue to watch this and continue to be encouraged that you are not going through this alone, right? Somebody else is watching this and saying, girl, I just bought a building too, and I done found out all this stuff. have, right? They are being encouraged. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. On Mondays, we also have the Monday morning meetings at 5 a.m. on audio, in Apple or Spotify, where me and Cody, my brother, are talking about our journeys as a CEO, where we just tell you all the things. Literally, y'all, he is updating us on his bankruptcy journey. Okay, so make sure you tune in, and I will see you guys on the next episode.
Ooh, the ghetto. Invoice in. That ain't ghetto. Money spin. Oh, that's ghetto.